My name is Obed. I represent Ziiki Media here in Ghana. Madam has been my buddy for a very long time. And I keep on telling this story anytime I have the opportunity that when I started learning how to play bass guitar, one of her songs, I don't know, yeah, see, Shadings was out. And it was a song I was trying my lessons on just to make sure I'll be able to play the bass because I was at Assemblies of God, Emmanuel, with JQ and all those boys there at the time. So, I mean, growing into meet her and still working in the industry, this woman, she's chair of, but she's still there for.
Thank you.
All right. Let's get into it. So, I said I'll share my document later, but I have something that I've picked from a lot of places and from the experiences we've had at Ziiki. You know, because Ziiki is across Africa, we get to experience different, let me say, moods and different kind of artists. Because we are very strong in East Africa, South Africa, and then also Southern Africa, and then also West. So majority of the times when we are able to share the experiences from these other markets. And that is what I want to put together. And then something from outside Africa, because Ziiki is tied into Warner Music. So majority of the things that we do at Ziiki, it's, let me say, Warner tailored kind of thing, where they wouldn't want you to just put something out for putting out sake, but it has to be done professionally. Sometimes, you know, artists, they will not go by the rules and go back and forth, but our association with Warner makes it difficult to go outside. We need to play by the standards and play by the rules and get this done properly. So let me start. We want to discuss what you need to do as an artist before, during, and after a release. So let me start from before. And these days, or in this day and age, the idea of releasing albums is not one that from where I sit, I'm going to push, especially when you are just starting out.
Listen to somebody study. No, it's not story. Oh, I'm telling you how you pass it through.
Josh, if you can mute your thing, it will help me a lot, please. Can I continue?
Yes, please. Sorry.
Okay, that's okay. So it is important that as an artist, you need to define what kind of artist you are. See, there are people who, just because people are singing, they also throw themselves into the wheel and they are just pushing anything. But times are hard, things are changing. There's a lot of competition. Therefore, before you even start, before you get on the journey, you need to have an idea of where you want to take this to. Is it that people are singing and you just want to try something, or you intend to make this a career or make a living out of this music? If that is the idea, then there are certain things you need to put in place before you jump into even doing music. Now, so I'm going to take it from a perspective of you're a new act or you've been around, but you're not blown yet, so that we'll know how to start, you know, preparing ourselves before, during, and then after you've released. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So, you know, let me use Spotify as my main go-to app, because majority of the songs going on there, including other apps. But in this instance, I want to use Spotify as my main app to run through what you need to do, preparing yourself, and during and after even the song has been released. Now, as I mentioned, I want to use this up and coming artist, or you are not blown yet. Now, in this day and age, consistency is key. So, for example, you cannot release a song today, go and sleep, wait for maybe another 8 months, 10 months, and release one song. If you are just doing it as an hobby, like something once in a while, you feel like releasing something and you have money, you know, just put it out there, that's fine. But if you want to make a living, or you want to make sure that your music is packaged well and it impacts society and impacts the people you share the songs with, you need to be consistent with what you're doing. And to be consistent, you need a lot of planning, because consistency will mean that you, before the songs start getting out, all the other things that should have been done or should be done would already be set out. And then whilst the days go by, you just roll them. So before you release, at least have 6 weeks interval. So for example, 6 weeks will be a month and 2 weeks. So at least between a month and 2 weeks, you need to work on releasing one song, one single, and then by the 6th week, when you've released, you start working on releasing off another thing. Am I coming through?
Yes, someone is okay. Please go on. You are coming through.
Okay. So what I'm saying is that Spotify's algorithm has been very clear, and the duration of even listeners and the watching or reading of the analytics shows that if you release singles every 6 weeks, you have a greater opportunity of getting more listeners or reaching more people than just putting out an album and not knowing how to service this album throughout the year. So from where we sit and what we've realized, the 6 weeks period is the best time to be releasing singles, because don't forget, I did mention that you need to remain what? Relevant, consistent. And to remain consistent, you will need this planning. 6 weeks, you start January 1st, February 14th, at least you've gone through all the processes, song is released. You are working on, by that time, the second song should be ready and running. I almost said hallelujah.
Amen.
Are you with me? Yeah, so let's go on. Now, I want to assume that the song is recorded. You have an idea who your target audience are. If you decide to, let's say, target Francophone countries, or you decide to target English-speaking countries, or you want to target East Africa, wherever, in the studio. And you know, my background has a lot to do in the studio. So at that point, you need to be thinking of what elements. For example, if you want to create an amapiano, you think that from your analytics, you think that you have some listenership. I mean, from a previous song you've released, you have some listenership from South Africa or even East Africa. And hence, you want to try give them something that is similar to what they would like. Of course, you are from Ghana, so your amapiano will not be a South African amapiano. But you just want to get close to what they are doing, to test the waters, that should be the word, and see how it's going to look like. So you are targeting South Africa. The elements, the tone selection, it should be clear in your mind what you want to do. There's still room for fusion, but you will not select tones that are so far away from what the genre, as you know it, presents or it is known for. Just like her life, there are certain elements when they are not in the song. Well, it is difficult for people to just pick it up and say, oh, this is her life. That's why sometimes people are torn between, oh, is it her life or Afrobeat or Afropop? Because sometimes the elements, they cross over. But all I'm saying is that please know your targeted audience. People, the ones you want to target, know them and tailor the songs. Luckily for you, you are doing singles. It is not an album where you say, okay, fine, this whole song, I'm focusing here. The singles give you flexibility to try stuff and then use the analytics from the back end to tell whether you are doing the right thing or the wrong thing, and then make changes as you go along. Please, do you understand what I'm saying? Hello?
We are here.
Okay, sometimes I like the feedback,
Following.
so forgive me.
You want feedback, right?
I like the feedback, forgive me. So now, let's look at, now, like I said, the song is done. First things, now you need to create a one single folder, and inside that folder, please know that we are preparing for the release. We've thought of our audience, we've thought of using analytics to tell us what to do, what kind of song to do, and blah, blah, blah. Now, the audio file is recorded. You have created a folder, and whatever name you give to your singer, put it there. Then inside that folder, you have a wave folder, the audio folder, then you have images, then you have text, then you have video. Like I said, I'll share my presentation later so that people can have a pictorial view of the thing. So in your folder, you have audio, you have images, you have text, and then you have video. Inside the audio, you have the wave master, and then you have the MP3. Inside the image folder, you have some graphics, and then you have photos. So the graphics could be the artwork or the album cover. And then the images, you can have photos, which could be, what do you call it? A photo shoot, pictures that you've put together so that bloggers, so that publicists, people who want to push you or create other content with those images can pick those pictures and then use. So high quality pictures there. And then in the text, you have your bio, and then you have lyrics. Let me go over again. The main folder has this as the song title. In the folder, you have an audio folder, right? Then you have images folder, you have text folder, and then you have a video folder. In the audio folder, you have the wave master and then the MP3. In the image folder, you have the album cover and high quality pictures. And then in your text folder, you have your bio. It could be press releases, all those ones, and then lyrics. All right, let's move on. We are still in, let's say the first week, okay? First week, so we are counting down from 6 weeks. We are counting down. So now at work, you know where you're supposed to put it. Now you can choose any of the distributors you want to use. I work at Ziiki Media, so if you choose to use us, that's beautiful. But hey, I'm not here to sell Ziiki. I'm just here to give you what you need to do. But if you work with us, we'll be very grateful. Then, once you decide to go with any of the distributors, make sure you speak to Auntie Dana and get your copyright matters sorted out as well. Very, very important. As the song goes out there, unless you don't know or you don't believe in what you're doing, you never know which song is going to get out. You need to make sure that your performance rights are also guided, and then whatever you make out of those also comes to you. So you know what to do in that regard. As I've mentioned already, get new pictures. We are building your assets. So for example, when I mention the folders, in our space, we call them assets. So your press release, your pictures, your pitches, your audios and everything, all put together, we refer to them as pitches. So when I use it, I refer to them as assets, forgive me. So when I use the term, I hope you will understand. So let's get to week 5. Now you've uploaded the songs on the digital platforms. You should be looking at getting, depending on the platforms you use, sometimes you're able to get the URLs earlier. I mean, the links to the songs, though they are not out yet, but you will get some of these links depending on the distributor you use. Are you with me?
Yes, we are with you, and you are. You have 2 minutes to round up, please.
I have 2 minutes to round up.
Yeah, so that the third speaker will come. After we would have questions, and then you would come back again for your final comments.
All right. I didn't know. Okay, let me run fast. Okay, so then from songs out, before the songs actually gets out, please create some videos on TikTok so you can get some organic followers, organic views. And those TikTok videos, you can choose the hooks, maybe 15 seconds or 7 seconds, depending on how long your hook or your chorus is. Put it together and then push on TikTok, also on Instagram as well. Push those content there, and then keep reminding people of, for example, it's coming out, but if you are new, you will need to do a lot more. You need to do a lot more, because if you are new and people don't know you, they need to make sure that when they visit, for example, your socials like your TikTok and your Instagram, there should be enough information, there enough videos